Pretty shot of the sunrise just starting to peek across the horizon on this beautiful morning right now, Wednesday, June 28th.
Some wonderful colors there outside.
Yeah, pastel.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. A change in the weather, though. Let's get details now from meteorologist John Scalzi. Hey, John.
Good morning. Right you are as well. We have a change in our weather pattern that promises a little bit better rain coverage for the coastal residents who have kind of been cheated out of a little bit of rainfall this week, while inland residents have just gotten tons of rain. That's going to change a little bit over the next 24 hours. We have quiet conditions right now on radar everywhere you look, but that will be different later today as you drive home from work. You'll see more showers and thunderstorms right along the immediate coastline. Lots of sunshine to start the day, boosting temperatures to near 90, 40% rain chance later on, and that's for everyone, inland as well as coastal residents. Complete forecast in a second. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you. First off, in Manatee County, some buildup already on 301, particularly there at the bend around Cortez, 301 southbound. Farther south now into Sarasota County, still a stubborn little congestion spot there. 41 southbound after you come off of Mound near 301 there at the apex. Also South County, nothing to report at 6:02 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, the search for answers regarding Russia's meddling of the 2016 elections continues.
This, as a member of the Clinton team, was questioned yesterday, and investigators plan to speak to 6 new witnesses. Reed Binion has the latest.
Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta, met with House investigators on Tuesday. A hack of Podesta played a role in the 2016 presidential race between Clinton and then-candidate Donald Trump. WikiLeaks released tens of thousands of Podesta's emails, and some say that may have helped with Mr. Trump's victory.
John Podesta was a victim in this situation. You know, his email was hacked. His private emails were put out there.
After the meeting, Podesta addressed the media and defended the way the Obama White House dealt with the Russian intrusion.
The president and the entire administration were dealing with an unprecedented incidence of the weaponization of the fruits of Russian cyber activity, and I think they were trying to make the best judgments they could on behalf of the American people.
Next month, longtime Trump associate Roger Stone will testify before the committee.
He's one of a group of politicians on the right, you know, who almost take pleasure in walking through fire and surviving.
Stone, who said he wanted his questioning to be public, issued a statement to CNN saying there was no collusion between Trump and the Russians. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin, in a recent interview with Bloomberg News, denied any involvement with the 2016 election. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Meantime, a stern warning from the White House to the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The Trump administration is accusing Syria of preparing to carry out another chemical attack like the one in April that killed 87 civilians.
The activity we have seen at Shayrat in the last couple of days is associated with chemical weapons handling at a known spot on that base, a known aircraft shelter that's used for chemical weapons.
The Pentagon says the Syrian Air Force base used in the April attack is once again active. The Syrian military released a video of Assad inspecting the Russian air base in the western part of the country. Russia's military air support has been instrumental in turning the Syrian civil war in Assad's favor, but with many civilian casualties. America's UN ambassador says any future chemical attacks on the Syrian people will be blamed not only on Assad, but also on key allies like Russia and Iran. The U.S. Supreme Court's recent ruling on the travel ban leaves many questions unanswered. The court's decision to partially reinstate President Trump's temporary travel ban has left the effort to keep some foreigners out in a murky middle ground right now. The justices will have a full hearing in October, but until then, the administration can bar travelers from 6 majority Muslim countries from the U.S. if they don't have a credible claim of a bona fide relationship with someone or some entity in this country. It's unclear what constitutes a bona fide relationship. Meantime, Visit Florida board members are concerned over the president's potential impact on the travel industry here in Florida. Visit Florida's president says he fears with changes in the travel ban, the goal of 120 million visitors a year might not be realized. Meantime, Visit Florida's vice chair said the idea of making a goal based on financial impact on tourism might be better than the number of actual visitors.
Reports continue this morning of major cyber attacks on several businesses across the world, including the second largest drug maker in the U.S. and a worldwide shipping giant. In total, more than 80 companies are said to have been affected by this massive cyber attack. Hackers targeting the National Bank of Ukraine, airports, and even the Russian-owned gas and oil company Rosneft. Officials say this appears to be a ransomware attack, locking people's data, asking for a ransom of 300 Bitcoin to get access to them once again. The attack is similar to that WannaCry virus, which had devastating consequences nearly a month ago.
Back in Florida, an Alabama man is recovering in a Fort Lauderdale hospital after police say he was shot and robbed while on vacation in the Caribbean. Kevin Newman was in the Turks and Caicos with his family when he was robbed at gunpoint and shot in the stomach last Friday. He underwent surgery and was in a medically induced coma when he was flown to Florida for treatment. He is now listed in stable condition. No arrests have been made.
Governor Rick Scott looking to make some changes to the Senate health care bill. He met with Vice President Mike Pence, Senator Marco Rubio, and Majority Leader Mitch McConnell yesterday. This after Republican leaders announced that they are postponing a vote on their new bill. Governor Rick Scott wants to guarantee that Florida will not receive less money for Medicaid than other states that previously expanded the program. He also wants greater control over what kind of services would be offered under Medicaid, since it is the state's main safety net health care program. Meanwhile, former Congresswoman and current Democratic gubernatorial candidate Gwen Graham is now actively voicing her opposition to the proposed replacement for the Affordable Care Act. She and several people with pre-existing health conditions met in the state capitol yesterday. Graham delivered thousands of petitions to Republican U.S. Senator Marco Rubio's Tallahassee office, asking the Florida GOP senator to oppose the health care legislation currently being crafted in Washington, D.C. Graham says her family is blessed to have good health insurance, but not all Floridians are as fortunate.
This bill is heartless. It's heartless to the people of this country. And we need to make sure that our representative in the Senate, Marco Rubio, understands that the people of Florida are going to hold him accountable, that he needs to vote against this bill.
Tallahassee Mayor and fellow Democratic gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum is proposing a state constitutional amendment that would declare affordable health care is a right for all Floridians.
Happening today in Tallahassee, a dispute between Governor Scott and a state attorney over the death penalty will go before Florida's highest court. The Supreme Court will hear arguments in the case between Governor Scott and state attorney Aramis Ayala of Orlando. The dispute began in March when Ayala said she would no longer seek the death penalty, saying the process is costly and drags on for victims' families. Governor Scott promptly reassigned her death penalty cases to another prosecutor in a neighboring district.
Good news for those traveling in and around the state of Florida this upcoming holiday weekend. Get ready to see record low prices at the gas pump. Right now, the average price for a gallon of gas in the Bradenton-Sarasota area is $2.17. You'll find the lowest prices, though, in Tampa, St. Pete, and the Clearwater area. The price of crude oil has been dropping due to oversupply concerns, while OPEC nations are cutting back nearly 2 million barrels a day. And be sure to plan ahead if you're going to an event with alcohol this weekend or on 4th of July next week. Don't drink and drive, and make sure you have a designated driver. AAA's Tow to Go program will be offered once again throughout the holiday weekend to make sure those celebrating get home safe. AAA is offering local rides for you and your car within a 10-mile radius on Friday throughout Wednesday. All you have to do is call 855-2-TOW-TO-GO.
And the timing's good for that. This is the weekend of the biggest event of the year on the Suncoast. Even if you don't plan on attending the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix, the event may affect your drive. Police are closing 10th Street from US 41 to Sarasota Bay on Thursday night through Sunday. That's just a one-block area, though, between 41 and the water. It's a parking lot, basically. Lemon Avenue, though, from 1st Street to State Street all day on Friday, and Main Street from Orange to Palm Friday afternoon until midnight. You can find a full list of road closures on our website, mysuncoast.com. And happening today with hurricane season now in full swing, the National Weather Service is hosting a storm spotter training class in Northport. The Emergency Management Division is conducting a Skywarn spotter training class from 10 to 11:30 at City Hall, second floor of the Commission Chambers. The class is free and open to city staff as well as the public. Should be a nice event.
Sounds very educational.
It is very educational, actually. It's a great program, and the Skywarn spotters are instrumental in helping to provide the information necessary to issue severe thunderstorm warnings and such. It's not just about hurricanes. It's really give you a good class and an overview on how severe storms grow, their structure, what to look for to identify something as a severe thunderstorm, and how to report it to the Weather Service. Good stuff. It's good stuff.
All right.
And it's free. Hey.
There you go.
Always love free
Hey,
things.
you bet. Forecast in a second.
Also still ahead, a local philanthropist passes away at 93 years old.
We'll tell you why Alfred Goldstein's legacy won't soon be forgotten after this.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
Wow.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature of 73 degrees with a dew point of 71. That's cooler and drier than it was 24 hours ago, and so it feels a little more comfortable. A northeasterly wind, very light, starting to establish itself at 3 miles an hour. The easterly component of the wind, in part responsible for the slightly lower dew point values. As we head into the afternoon, we'll watch that easterly wind start to fire off thunderstorms in inland areas where temperatures will rise from where they are now, which is the low to mid 70s, to probably 92, maybe 93 degrees in these inland areas. Along the coastline, it's a little warmer right now as its proximity to the Gulf waters is a little closer. We'll see these temperatures probably get closer to the 90 mark, upper 80s to near 90. We'll develop a bit of a sea breeze, keeping the coast just a little bit cooler while inland areas get a little bit warmer. That starts our sea breeze. Our sea breeze will take what's a quiet radar now and fire it up as we see showers and thunderstorms develop on the spine of the state. We have this trough of low pressure that still exists in our atmosphere. It's why we see this line of showers kind of traced out on radar even at this early hour of the morning. But you'll notice that if you can remember what the radar looked like yesterday, you'll notice that the showers are fewer, farther between, and less intense. This is an indication that this trough of low pressure is in the process of kind of fading away. And as we head through the afternoon, we're going to watch a couple of things. One, we're going to watch this frontal boundary begin to fall apart, and we're also going to watch the high pressure ridge, which is located just to our north, begin to move toward Atlantic waters. As that happens, we develop this easterly wind on the underbelly of the high, and that easterly wind will take the showers and thunderstorms which do develop along the spine of the state and push them back toward Gulf waters. So everybody gets a chance at seeing some showers today, not just inland residents, as has pretty much been the case over the last several days. Pattern changes today, better coastal rain chances, and the heaviest of the rains will be mostly inland. Now, over the last several days, we have had some coastal showers, mostly in the form of like drizzle, that has been during the morning hours right along the immediate coastline. Not going to see so much of that morning action over the next several days. It'll be mostly during the evening. And that will be important as we head into the weekend, and all of the offshore Grand Prix events are taking place. The 4th of July events are taking place. All kinds of outdoor activities. And the rain chance is definitely going up for those evening hours, including thunderstorms. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic, picking up throughout Manatee County, your normal slowdowns on 301, State Road 70, also downtown Bradenton. As we head into Sarasota County, typical slowdowns on Bee Ridge Road, also Fruitville Road, and around Mound over there by 41 and 301 where that split is. And as we head into South County, some slowdowns on Business 41 heading northbound into Venice. After an 18-month struggle with lung cancer, one man many know here on the Suncoast for donating millions has passed away.
Local philanthropist Alfred Goldstein died earlier this week at 93 years old. Our Bo Beth Yates looks back at his legacy.
Welcome all of you to the brand new Alfred R. Goldstein Library here at Ringling College.
That celebration was just a few months ago. The Ringling Library namesake is Alfred Goldstein, a civil engineer who also became one of the area's most renowned philanthropists.
He always said he liked to light the match so that the organization could start the fire.
For decades, Goldstein has been lighting that fire to push Suncoast organizations with major donations that surpass the $1 million mark.
He's been willing to provide startup funding for very forward-thinking projects for Selby Gardens and for other organizations to really help these organizations stand on their own feet.
From Selby to Mote Marine Laboratories, New College, Ringling College, and a slew of other organizations were all recipients of Goldstein's generosity. But after an 18-month battle with lung cancer, the man who gave so much is no more.
Al provided wonderful memories full of laughter, humor. He will always be missed, but we will always feel blessed that such a kind and generous man was part of our life.
Sentiments echoed by the Patterson Foundation CEO Deborah Jacobs.
Al's name is on many buildings, and he did that for a reason, to remind people good just doesn't happen. It's individuals who give of themselves, their resources, and they should be acknowledged for it. So that was his practice, his philosophy.
And Jacob says Goldstein's efforts went way beyond the donations.
Every organization that Al Goldstein worked with, they are better because of the way he would work with them and had expectations on how the gift would be optimized.
Al is gone, but his legacy will live on through his generosity and his foresight.
No word yet about when his funeral arrangements will be. Back to you.
Certainly a life well lived.
Yes, sad situation.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, children rushed to the hospital after being poisoned by chlorine gas.
We'll tell you what the CDC is now saying about this serious pool danger after this.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knock in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live in the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Nice way to start your Wednesday. That is not a painting off the wall at the art gallery. That is the start of the sunrise here on the Suncoast.
I just love these shots. One of my favorite things every morning, since we can't get out and see them because we're here in the studio, love to see these tower cam shots. And of course, some of the pictures you guys send in to us of the sunrise. We also love those ones as well.
Yeah, send them this way. 6:23 on your Wednesday morning.
An incident that happened here in the Sunshine State is highlighting a pool danger that many parents might not even know about.
Yeah, 5 kids rushed to the hospital after apparently being poisoned by a toxic cloud of chlorine gas. ABC's Gio Benitez has details in this morning's GMA Good First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the troubling new headline out of Florida. 5 children rushed to the hospital after apparently coming face to face with chlorine gas Monday night during their swim lesson. The children suffering respiratory burns, stomach irritation, and vomiting in what pool operators are calling a freak accident.
My kid coughed. I was really worried.
Here's what officials believe happened. The water pump stopped circulating water. Chlorine built up in the pipe, and when it started working again, it released that chemical buildup as a small cloud of chlorine gas right into the water, then evaporating into the air. The kids breathing that in. The CDC says pool chemical injuries make up almost 5,000 hospital ER visits each year, nearly half of the patients under 18. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how to keep your family safe at the pool. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Rooms come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. With 8 times more fragrance control, the new Airwick Scented Oil Warmer lets you dial up or down for the perfect amount of fragrance, no matter the size of the room. Airwick, home is in the air.
I will never wash my hair again.
No?
I feel it. New Pantene doesn't just wash your hair, it fuels it with the first Pro V nutrient blend, making every strand stronger. Because strong is beautiful.
Breyer's Natural Vanilla, milk and fresh cream, and only sustainably farmed vanilla.
What is this? A vanilla bean?
Breyer's, the good vanilla. We use non-GMO sourced ingredients in some of America's favorite flavors.
In Cortisone 10, you get the power of 10. The power to take on skin itch and irritation and get fast-acting, long-lasting relief. Relief that lasts 10 full hours. Triumph over the itch with the power of 10. Cortisone 10.
Hi, I'm Chef Alan. This is Chef Bob from Publix Aprons Cooking School. And Bob, what are we going to cook up today?
Well, this is from our cooking school classes, and we're going to do a little tuna ceviche, which is from our Latin Sizzle couples cooking class. Nothing like having some raw tuna at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I love it.
Gotta love those Latins. All right, so what we're going to do is, it's pretty easy. The most important part is the tuna. You need the sushi grade tuna. All right, that's what you need. It's the grade A tuna. Alan knows this. I'm not telling him, I'm just letting you know. Don't use the frozen, all right? I'm not eating it, so you do whatever you want. But so here's the nice tuna that we have, all right? Now, you want to dice this up. You can freeze it if you want to cut it easier, but I'm not a fan of that. You dice this up, and you get the nice tuna like this. Now, all this is going to have in it, this isn't anything crazy. It's just going to have some nice, fresh lime juice, right like this, and we like to show people how we do our limes.
Restaurant quality lime squeeze.
Just like this. You want to know why we do that? Because we're lazy and it's just easier, you know? So we have that, and then we're going to use some nice sliced, really thin onion, some red onion, all right? And then a little salt, a little bit of pepper, and I added a little bit of tomatoes to this too.
Nice.
And then we're going to add our avocado. So with the avocado, all you want to do is just dice it up like so. Now with the avocado, because we have the lime, we don't have to worry about it turning brown. So we have some nice diced up avocado. We put this in here, and then our favorite, cilantro. All right, a little bit of cilantro. Hey, it is ceviche. That's what goes in there.
What goes in it.
And you mix this around, and then, you know, what you have to do with this is make sure it's in a glass bowl or something like that. It doesn't really come out good if it's in the metal bowls. And for at least an hour. No more than that, because, you know, it's no good.
Good looking dish, Bob. Well, thank you. Please come and look at our cooking school. If you want to find out more about it, it's on Publix.com/cooking schools.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Mom? Grandma, it's us. Mom, are you here?
When home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately. Whether at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 10 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-863-0113. That's 1-800-863-0113. Call now, 1-800-863-0113. For a free brochure, call 1-800-863-0113.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is accepting calls to see if you're eligible to enroll now. You may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed
can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're eligible to enroll and may be able to get extra benefits now. Call 800-711-7200. That's 800-711-7200.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, more revenue could be on the way for the Venice Airport. We'll take a look at what new developments City Council plans to discuss.
Plus, it was his dream job, but now he's stepping down. We'll tell you what's next for the former NFL running back who returned to lead the Riverview Rams.
And Suncoast veterans getting a chance to suit up. How one local organization is helping them transition from military to civilian life. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Beautiful sunrise outside at 6:32. Glad to have you with us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
That is wonderful. Yeah, Ray Collins here, and looks like a change, though. John says some rain on the way again.
It's back.
Yeah, it is June after all. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Did any of you get any rainfall this week at your home?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no, I had to recall, but I don't think
Not
I
along
did.
the coast, actually.
Yeah.
It's been very difficult getting any rain showers east of the interstate. Most everything has been toward the west. Now, there have been a few morning showers that have occurred along the coastline in isolated locations. If you got some of that, you're very lucky. Today starts a transition to a pattern that will support more showery activity along the coastline. So while your morning commute will feature pretty dry conditions on all area roadways and a fair amount of sun mixed with some fair weather clouds, the trip home tonight will probably feature a few more showers around along the coastline. Daytime high tops out at 90. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon, John, for your full forecast. There's the scene right now. First off, in Manatee County, a little bit of buildup there at 301 as you approach downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, not too much. Farther south into Sarasota County, nothing of concern at this hour of the day. And checking our South County map, all clear at 6:33 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this morning, the Venice City Council is set to discuss proposals involving hotels near the Venice Municipal Airport.
Yeah, first time in 20 years. This as talk of development on the circus property continues. Our Rick Adams explains.
It's about 11 acres of prime real estate owned by the Venice Municipal Airport, and the airport says they want to lease it out, possibly for a hotel and commercial retail development. Rob Birchfield is a sales consultant with MarineMax, which is right across from the property, better known as the circus property. He tells us he would love to see that land be developed.
Accommodation would be really, really nice for people who are flying in, and it would make it a lot easier and a lot more convenient, and I think it would be great for business for downtown Venice, the island of Venice, and this area.
City Council will discuss the two proposals, one from a Michigan developer, the other from locally based Venice Realty Group. Both developers are proposing to build a hotel, restaurants, and other commercial retail space. The out-of-state developer also wants to include townhomes and bungalows.
It means a lot to the airport. It could mean potentially a lot of revenue to the airport. It's a non-aviation parcel, fronts on 41. And it's a nice piece of property that obviously we'd like to see developed.
There are some folks who live nearby who don't want to see it developed. Denise has lived across the street from the land with her son for more than 3 years.
I think it's going to get kind of crazy if they build up, because it's typically quiet at this end of the street, and it's going to change the whole atmosphere.
City Council members will discuss both proposals in length on Wednesday and then decide what the next step will be. In Venice, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, this story is causing quite a buzz. If you ever had blinds installed from Lowe's, you may want to check and make sure you still have all your valuables. Longboat Key Police investigating a string of jewelry thefts, and police say a subcontractor for Lowe's has admitted to being the culprit. Police say the man stole pieces of jewelry while installing blinds in Sarasota and Manatee County homes. He admitted to stealing jewelry from Siesta Key, Bird Key, Longboat Key. And police believe there are dozens of more victims out there who have yet to realize their jewelry is missing. No name released yet, and police say the man doesn't live in the area. He has since been fired from Precise Blinds, the company subcontracted by Lowe's.
This individual seemed to have been stealing like one piece of jewelry out of a group of jewelry. So what we found, especially with some of the more expensive jewelry is people may not know it's missing until they go to put it on to go to a dinner party or something like that.
And police still looking for the owner of this pair of gold clip-on earrings this morning. The thief admitted to stealing those as well, but can't recall from where.
A follow-up now on the trial of Keshana Thomas, the mother accused of killing her daughter Janiyah Thomas and storing her body in a freezer. The case will remain in Manatee County after a judge ruled against moving the trial elsewhere. Thomas originally wanted the case moved due to pretrial publicity. However, she is set to return to court in August. 11-year-old Janiyah Thomas was found dead in a freezer in October of 2015 after not being seen for more than a year. Keshana Thomas, her mother, is charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and abuse of a dead body.
It is 6:36 now. Sarasota Police, once again, an accredited department. The chief, Bernadette DePino, says she had a tough decision to make 3 years ago when she realized the department she had recently inherited probably would not pass all 238 state standards. The department has since hired a full-time accreditation officer there in the suit, and the chief says it feels good to have once again a certificate to hang in the front lobby. But she says their work doesn't stop here.
Keep our policies up to date. Cheryl is in close contact with the accreditation boards and knows the standards. So if there's any changes that they make in the rules, then we will change our policies and make sure our officers are trained in those policies and updated on the policies. And then 3 years from now, we'll go through this whole process again.
And after yesterday's press conference, the chief put an accreditation sticker on one of the police cruisers. SPD's compliance officer says only about half of the 400 law enforcement agencies in Florida are accredited.
And speaking of the Sarasota Police Department, kids and adults with special needs are getting the opportunity to perform to their greatest potential, all thanks to Sarasota Police Department and Walmart. Police Chief Bernadette DePino, Deputy Chief Pat Robinson, and several patrol officers accepted a check for almost $200 from Walmart. That money will be donated to the Special Olympics of Florida.
Well, on behalf of the men and women of the Sarasota Police Department, we gratefully accept this donation on behalf of the Special Olympics, which is an organization that law enforcement nationwide really supports, and this is going to go a long way to helping the athletes.
Athletes 8 years and older with intellectual and developmental disabilities can get sports training year-round. The Sarasota County chapter of Special Olympics Florida serves more than 350 athletes that compete in 14 different sports.
A surprise here, a change on the top for the Riverview High School football program. Head coach Todd Johnson has stepped down to pursue other opportunities to be working for an orthopedic medical device company. Johnson spent 6 years as Rams head coach, leading the team to a district title last season, its first in 8 years. Former Cardinal Mooney head coach Josh Smithers will take over for Johnson on an interim basis. Smithers has been on the Rams staff for several seasons. And veterans on the Suncoast being treated to new clothes. Goodwill, Minnesota is hosting its Suits for Vets event. It's a chance for the community to donate gently used business suits to help vets transition from the military to the civilian workforce.
This has inspired me, for one, truly inspired me. But it's shown me a lot of resources that I did not know were out there.
If they come in and they're getting ready to reacclimate into the civilian world, most of them don't have suits to go on interviews. So not only are we helping them rewrite their resumes and doing job interview skills classes, but we're doing, we write them a voucher to go to any one of our stores to get a suit.
Way to go, CJ. Goodwill, Minnesota currently serves over 500 vets a year. If you want to help in this effort, you can donate your business clothes at Culver's on University in Sarasota through July 4th. And there is our contact details right there. And just digressing to that story about the Riverview coach, Todd Johnson, he played for the Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears, Buffalo Bills, and I met him 10 years ago, and he said his dream job was to come back and coach for his alma mater, Riverview. He did it, and now he's stepping down. I saw him last weekend. The guy keeps secrets. He didn't tell me he was doing this. Wow, so good for them.
Well, at least he seems to have accomplished many things in his career.
He has moved on to a great profession. That next job pays some big bucks.
Yes, it can.
Medical supplies.
He'll get a lot of frequent flyer miles, too.
Perhaps, yes.
Probably so. We have across our region some fairly decent weather shaping up for us because we've needed some rainfall near the coast, and it looks like that's going to happen. We'll talk about it in a second.
And speaking of the Florida Gators, Johnson's alma mater, the College World Series is over of results, and 2 pieces of baseball history are heading to auction.
We'll tell you what unlikely celebrity is ready to part ways with these rare pieces after this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is important news for people who had a hip replacement and then had to have additional surgery as the result of a faulty hip implant or were diagnosed with high levels of metal in the blood. Faulty hip implants are linked to swelling, severe pain, difficulty walking, and often require additional surgery to replace or revise the hip implant. It can also cause dangerously high levels of metal in the blood, known as metallosis. If you or your loved one had a hip replacement and then had to have additional surgery as the result of hip implant failure or were diagnosed with high levels of metal in your blood, called metallosis, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you have been diagnosed with high levels of metal in your blood or have required more surgery because of hip implant failure, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. One of the country's top fashion designers now creates prints and clothes right here on the Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, Sigrid Olsen joins us to share her art and her life inspirations, plus details about her new collections and projects. Then we'll celebrate Wine Day with samples of different varietals, plus Suncoast for sale and Hitched in Honey in the kitchen. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature that's very pleasant outside and lower relative dew points as well. That's making the morning absolutely beautiful, but it's not the only thing that's making the morning beautiful. Check out Tower Camp. Well, there you go. Beautiful sunrise shaping up for you out there. Conditions across the region, very pleasant northeast wind establishing itself at about 3. We have across the region 73 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, closer to the coastline, a little warmer coming in the upper 70s. Not much in the way of any rainfall around here this morning. Everything's very quiet, but on the commute home, expect to see the possibility of a few scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two right along the immediate coastline. We have a trough of low pressure that has been kind of persistent throughout the week, producing these rain showers even at this early morning hour right along the northern Gulf Coast. Now, they're fewer and further between today, and that's an indication that our front is beginning to lift out, and high pressure located just to the north of us build in. Now, further back to the west and to the north, we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms even at this early hour, closing in on the Chicago airport. So if you're traveling today, bear in mind that this area of the country does have a good risk for seeing some stronger storms, severe weather as well, perhaps even some tornadoes. So there could be delays at the Chicago airport. But for us, it's just going to be standard thunderstorm kind of activity. Severe weather outbreaks not anticipated really right straight through the week. There's our trough of low pressure that has been a focal point for those showers in the process of decaying away. It'll be gone High pressure will build in, and that will promote this easterly wind flow, which will take showers and thunderstorms and build them along the coastline a little bit later in the day. We'll see the storms build actually inland first, and that's where the heaviest rain will occur. But then these winds will push those storms back toward Gulf waters. So it's a change in the pattern that we get established today, and then bringing us better coastal rain chances over the next several days. The heaviest of the rains will still probably occur in inland areas, but we'll get some pretty good storms near the coastline as well. The RPM computer model shows those showers building in inland areas as our sea breeze begins to develop locally in the afternoon, and then those showers carried by that easterly wind move out into Gulf waters. Same thing happens again tomorrow, but with the pattern establishing itself even further, I think we'll have better coverage tomorrow and maybe even some stronger storms around. So as we head into the next several days, we'll look at the bullseye for heavier rain, move from the other coast, which is where it was yesterday, closer to our coast as we head into the next few days. So good news for your coastal residents who've been looking for rain. As far as the tropics go, things are pretty quiet. There had been some thought of perhaps some development in the very far eastern Atlantic, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And then also in the Caribbean, things look pretty quiet right now. So as we head into the weekend, don't really see much of a problem. Forecast calls for daytime highs today near 90, and that's true through the week. 40% chance of showers today increases to about 50% right straight through the weekend. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic, looks like State Road 70 as you're heading westbound, really seeing the biggest increase in traffic as you head to 301. As we head into Sarasota County, looks like some congestion on Bee Ridge and Clark Road. Also a few slowdowns on 41 as you pass by Mound. And as we take a look into South County, pretty quiet throughout that area. No accidents at 6:47 on your Wednesday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, a look at how your emotions can affect your health.
A new study in the journal Emotion concluded people who experienced the widest range of positive emotions had the lowest levels of inflammation throughout their bodies. Lower inflammation may translate to a reduced risk of many diseases like diabetes and heart disease.
And more proof this morning that exercise can help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. In a study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease, people who did more moderate intensity physical activity were more likely to have healthy patterns of glucose metabolism in their brains than those who did less. This applied to people with a genetic predisposition to Alzheimer's as well. Light intensity physical activity was not associated with similar benefits. The author says it's never too late to start exercising, and the earlier you start and longer you stick with it, the better the benefits. In entertainment news this morning, Saturday Night Live fans rejoice.
Alec Baldwin says he'll be back this fall with his impression of President Donald Trump.
Oh, goodness.
While some find the impersonation disrespectful, others find it spot on. He says it may not be as often as this past season, as he puts it, a couple celery sticks, not the whole meal, but he will be back. By the way, Baldwin has hosted SNL a record 17 times so far.
And 2 pieces of baseball history will soon be up for grabs, all thanks to Charlie Sheen. The actor will be auctioning off Babe Ruth's 1927 World Series ring. Also being sold is an original 1919 document that traded the legendary slugger from the Boston Red Sox to the New York Yankees. Sheen says he's kept the items in pretty good shape, but he's ready to hand them off to another collector. Opening bids for the ring are over $600,000, while the contract is worth over $400,000.
Pretty random, Charlie Sheen.
Right.
Speaking of baseball, the Florida Gators are the new College World Series champions. Gators swept LSU in the best-of-3 series. Florida took the lead in the bottom of first, then in the second, Deacon Lippett puts a grounder up the middle to bring in the runner from second to give the Gators a 2-run lead. They go on to win 6-1. This is the University of Florida's first national championship in baseball. I did some digging, and so far they've won 39 national championships in all their sports.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess if Carolina can't win, I'll take a Florida team easily.
You're gonna have to live in here now.
I know. That's okay. I'll support them.
Good. Still ahead, we'll update the day's top news, local headlines, and wicked weather off the coast of North Carolina leads to what? A new island?
We'll tell you how this natural phenomenon nearly happened overnight after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix was first organized in 1985. What began as an annual beach picnic for local children with special needs has expanded into an 11-day festival with the races televised to more than 100 countries. The entire festival is produced by Suncoast Charities for Children. The Grand Prix not only generates revenue for charity, but also a significant economic impact. Last year's event generated an economic impact of $37 million.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Oh yeah, postcard shot of the Ringling Bridge, dead center there. Ritz-Carlton to your left, Renaissance Alinari condos to your right.
Once again, those clouds always sometimes look like we're in the Rocky Mountains or something.
I know. Your mind
Obviously not, but still,
yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Beautiful shot. 6:54 on your Wednesday morning.
Let's take a look at some of the top stories here on the Suncoast today.
For the first time in 20 years, there's talk of not one, but possibly two hotels near the Venice airport. Developers are eyeing 11 acres of land that once held the Venice Arena.
Plus, the case of a mother accused of killing her daughter and storing her body in a freezer will remain in Manatee County. Keshana Thomas wanted her case moved due to pretrial publicity, but she is set to return to court in August in Manatee County.
And the local running back who went on to the NFL and then came back to coach his high school team is now stepping down. He called it once his dream job. Todd Johnson going into a career in medical device sales after 6 years coaching the Riverview Rams.
Taking a look at Suncoast traffic, if you're heading out the door, you'll want to take a different route if you're going through 301 and State Road 70, seeing the biggest slowdowns throughout that area. I-75 looking clear as we head into Sarasota County. Looks like 41 and 301 also looking pretty good. Some slowdowns on Clark Road, and it looks like also towards Longboat Key in that direction as we head into South County. Pretty quiet, not a whole lot of slowdowns, a few on Business 41 as you head past South Venice. John?
Evolving into an east wind today, we'll have showers and thunderstorms building inland, and that's where the heaviest rain will be. But unlike the last several days when those showers drifted toward the east coast, The showers inland will drift toward the Gulf Coast, and everybody along the coastline gets a shot at some rainfall this week.
Well, this is a story that should appeal to both of you for very different reasons. A new island has formed off the coast of North Carolina. Yeah, it's a mile long, 300 yards wide, and appeared off the tip of Cape Point near the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. Officials say the current around it is strong as a rip current, so visitors are being told not to walk or swim around it. Locals say sharks and large stingrays have also been spotted there as well, and I'm sure realtors are checking out the area as well.
Oh yeah, it's actually called, the locals there have dubbed it Shelly Island because there's so many seashells that are popping up on it. But some reports are saying that it could go away as fast as it popped up overnight, so we'll have to see. I guess that's in your realm of the world.
Well, it makes sense, you know, barrier islands come and go, as we've seen even here locally on the Suncoast, you know. We've had waterways created with a passage of a storm.
Out of time. See you tomorrow.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.